Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crisis169 coming to you with another live upload. Live stream upload. I am currently at my house here, coming to you guys with another live video about some stuff here. We're going to talk about the 5060 16 gigabyte from Gigabyte. 15 gigabyte from Gigabyte. Pretty cool, huh? Check the fan. All fans are not moving yet because the game's not even on load yet. The graphics card's not even on load. Now, this is what it looks like. This is what I got here. Now, yours may vary, but this is what I got here. 16 gigabyte, overclocked. Here, overclocked. Back here, sweet DDR7, ray tracing, 4 DLSS 4, sweet to have. Side panel though. Side panel real quick. There. There. Um, PCIe slot, pretty cool. It's 4.0, mine's 4.0, but it's 5.0, it says too as well. Back there, 16 gigabytes, has 16 gigabytes video memory, 3 fans, overclocked. That means it's overclock edition. And, fans are good. My comparison of it, it's different than what I really thought it was going to be. This is not really a review, like reviewing a card fully. We'll do that in the new year. And I made a video earlier. Talking about how I'm gonna do that. Um, do that. Making the review of this card within the new year. I'm still going to do that. After this video, I'm taking off about 2 weeks to prepare myself for just family, and also I have to go to the do the like I said earlier, do some stuff around the house and the car, do maintenance of my car, kind of stuff. Probably tomorrow, stuff like that. I wanted to get this video out explaining more or less how 8 gigabyte cards are pretty much dead. The 16 gigabytes overclocked right here. It's actually silver. In my case, is actually black. So it's kind of funny seeing you know, a silver card sitting there. Um, but yeah, I didn't know this is not a full review of it. I'm not doing an official review of this card just yet because I'm still playing with it, still getting an idea how to utilize it because I'm still trying to figure out the rasterization and do I want to use 4 times frame generation or 2 times generation because everybody says 2 times is good. 4 is what this card series can do. 2 is what the 40 series have done. So you put it on two times generation, you're doing one in the 40 series. 4 times is what the 50 series does. But not every game, even with even if it's accepted or allowed to do it, it doesn't look very good because frame generation may not be very good, especially in fast-paced games, racing games, shooters, stuff like that. Not yet, anyway. Now, once these this and the RTX, I do believe in 9070, 9060. I do believe has some feature of like this frame generation, but it's not the same. It's a DNR4 that's almost the same, but the DLSS is still obviously king. I'm not a Team Green fan by any imagination. I was gonna buy a AMD card, but this spoke to me. Good price, good thing. You know what? I'll go ahead and buy this thing. So I bought it. But my video really is about how 8 gigabytes and put the bed 8 gigabytes still okay in 25. I know I made a comment on a Facebook page, a PC gaming building. Sorry, lip roll dry. When I said the comment said was people believe me buying this card is a bad decision, but I said there's people out there still making the argument that 8 gigabyte cards are still relevant in 2025. And of course, they exploded with a bunch of anger and nonsense because it's what people do. They can't accept people have an opinion different of their own. That being said right now, that being said though, is 8 gigabytes still relevant? There's two versions of this card. Both say TI on it. One 8, one 16. If you say, well, both of them are, oh, no, no, both of them are the same because both TI. One 8, one 16. I'll say, yeah, it's like comparing a GL Metro to a Lamborghini. Yeah, they're both cars. You open the door, step into it, close it, turn the engine. That's kind of where that fantasy begins and ends. Both cars, but one is a lot faster and has nicer features or used features better. You know, both of them have radios, obviously. Maybe the Porsche has better radio, hopefully, $100,000 car. But that's not a bad analogy, equivalent to that to a Metro to a car. But it's the only thing I can come up with at the time making this video, making this live stream. Is that like I said, this is not official 100% review because I haven't gone through all of the bells. Hi neighbor, uh, and the bells and whistles. Hi neighbor, bells and whistles of the card yet. I haven't really found natively how it works, how rasterization, how the four times resolution or generation, you know, gen ratification, whatever you call it, frame generation four times really affects games. I only had it two, or I had it off. Most games like Red Dead 2 don't even have an option to do that. Now rumors are that Rockstar may update like they do, like the Grand Theft Auto 5 enhanced. They might make Red Dead 2 enhanced update maybe, and where you can use those kind of things. But a game that old doesn't really need. You can play a 1080 Ti on Red Dead 2 and get a good frame rate. So it's kind of overkill at that point. I think this is more for newer games that need more of that right there, the 16 gigabytes. Battlefield, I bought the game because Battlefield I was getting about 75 to 80 frames. I can get that, if I put it on overkill. But this thing works real well. My 3070 was great, okay? And I think 8 gigabytes were good at the time. Well, I got 3070 about 2.5, 3 years ago. It was a time where 8 gigabyte cards were still the norm. Yeah, you had 10, you had 12, but they kind of cost too much. 3080 was 10, Ti 3080 Ti was 12, yeah, 3090 was astronomical 24. Now you have AI stuff now, and you have 32 gigabytes of a 5090 cost $2,500. The 16 gigabyte variant, each card here, 5070 Ti, 5080, and 5060 Ti, both have one thing in common. They both have 16 gigabytes. The difference is a number here, 70, 80, and of course it's a lot more powerful, obviously. This, I recommend this only because if you're coming from 37 like I did, see, I researched 3070, not Ti, not 3060, not 3080, 3090, the 30 whatevers, the 40s. I researched what I currently owned. Because if I go up there and go launch this and go, I want to launch again to 3090, 3090 will still beat this. I don't care what anybody says. 3090 has 24 gigabytes of VRAM and a huge ass bus. This has a 128 gigabyte bus with a speed of 448. It's like it's a cauldron type of speed. You go in and to a drinking straw, but it's there. And I noticed the how beautiful it looks in overkill mode in Battlefield 6. I know it sounds kind of silly, but I'm testing. I'm throttling this thing as much as I can. I've got to 14 gigabytes of use. I've got to 75 to 80% VRAM. Now, if I put it in Ultra, 42% VRAM usage. Just sits there at 42% locked in and doesn't even move. I'm like, I haven't seen that at all in a long while since I played older games on my 3070. But guys, this is not a full review. This is the argument put into bed that this same card here, my hand here, the same card with 8 GB is the same. It's not. Like I said, it's like comparing a Geo Metro to a Porsche. Yes, both cars turn the key, they go boom, but after that, the fantasy ends and reality sets in. You need more like this 16 GB. Overclocked is cool. I haven't done much overclocking on this. It's already been overclocked by the factory or by Gigabyte. They overclocked it what they think. I could do a little more with it, maybe about 10% more. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to play it as it is to do my review on this. And after I come back from vacation, from 2 weeks off in the new year, the first thing will be the review of this card. Now, for naysayers out there that say that 12 GB or 8 GB is still good, you guys are full of crap. All of you. You're brown nose into AMD, brown nose into NVIDIA. You shoving your head up their rear ends, and you're brown nosing. You know it. I know it. So let's cut the bullshit and get down to business. 8 GB is not useful anymore. Well, you play 1080p gaming. Even at 1080p gaming, and I watched a hardware unboxing, did a good thing. PCIe 4, 5, and 3. This card here was in PCIe slot 3. Was a 2 generation old PCI slot. Mine's 4.0. AM4 is 4. So it's good. It's faster. This and PCIe slot 3.0 was beating the same 5060 Ti 8 GB in PCIe slot 5.0. That what this is actually recommended for. Do you believe? So, as I'm saying this to you, Horror Unboxing had that where it showed this 10 graphics card, not the same kind, Gigabyte. It was Gigabyte, but it was different kind. 16 GB, a PCIe slot 3.0, going against the 8 GB variant of the same card and the 5060 non Ti that was in, I do believe, in another 3.0 slot, and the other Ti card was in the 8 GB slot, and the other Ti card, 8 GB, was actually in a 5.0 PCI slot. This card that was in a 3.0 PCIe slot was kicking the dog shit out of all of them. Even though the PCI slot was slower, the 16 GB variants here pulled ahead that card. It didn't matter if it was like a 1 point. If you had like a 1 point or 2 PCI slot, yeah, it's really slow. I think it's really. I don't think the card would even run at one if it had a 1 or 2 PCI slot. But 3, 4, and 5 are still people still using 3, 4, and 5 to this day. I'm still AM4. I'm using 4.0. So I had my computer since 2015. People are still using that since 2016, using 3.0. Now, if you did head count on YouTube or Steam, you'll probably find people might have a mixture of 3, 4, and 5. So it's really it depends on the VRAM at this point. The VRAM is really becoming the bottleneck because your 8 GB card, and I knew this by researching it, that so it's this card 8 GB. Now after you use enough 8 GB, we don't use the 8 GB video memory. It has to go into the processor to go to the RAM to fill up that RAM to bring the information back to the graphics card. So essentially, you're bottlenecking your whole system by doing that. That right there, guys, is why say anything above at least 10 is considered gaming. Even 10 gigabytes is becoming 8. The B550 or A550, the art card, I can't believe it's B550 or what it is, 550 or 570, that's 10 gigabytes. That card's obsolete. Even though it has 2 more gigs than what is recommended, it's still obsolete because the frame buffer doesn't have enough frame and enough VRAM buffer. And I think if once again, if you do a head count again, if you do a head count, people are still believing the lie that 8 gigabytes is still normal because they don't understand. There's PC gamers in the know that are still running across the battlefield with 8 gigabytes being okay. Now, they'll probably have 5090s or 4090s or 3090s themselves. So they don't believe the lie themselves. They just pass it on to their people who don't understand. And if you're a grandparent or a parent of a kid who wants a new graphics card for Christmas, especially Christmas is around the corner, and oh well, this costs 400, 500 bucks. Oh, hey, this one here costs $299. I'll buy this $299 one, save the money for Christmas. Well, you just pretty much stonewalled your kid into having something that's 8 gigabytes slower, all because you're trying to save a couple pence in the pocket. Now you have a whole year of screaming and crying because the kid can't play game with his friends because the game he's trying to play, he has to play in low settings and it looks like total ass. So frame rate VRAM does help against frame rate issues, especially in games like high power shooters like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Fortnite, even e-title. Yeah, even some e-sport titles are still going to require higher gigabyte VRAM. Think about it, guys. When Apex Legends came out, 4 gigabytes was okay. 4 was okay. 6 was norm. Now 4 is no longer existent. 6 is bare minimum, and 8 is norm. How they went from the 4 to the 6 to the 8. What do you think going to happen in another 2 years when they're making more updates to these E type games? What happens if E game comes out? What happens if a company comes out with new esports title that's requiring 10, 12, 16 gigabytes of VRAM? Let's say it's Apex Legends, you know, 3.0 or whatever. You just put yourself right out of business if you're a streamer doing 8 gigabyte cards. You're now out of business because you cannot take advantage of those games because you don't have the VRAM. So I think put to bed the argument that 8 gigabytes is okay and it's fine is bullshit. It's just PR talk that a bunch of wannabe people who think they know something about the gaming industry is trying to tell us. These games coming out. Look at Last of Us Part 1. The game came out. 12 gigabyte cards were able to run it because they had enough VRAM to process through all the garbage they had to go through because the game was unoptimized. Hogwarts Legacy. The game ran better on a 16 card than the 8 gigabyte card. Well, it had 8 more gigabytes to actually process the garbage they had to go through because the game was unoptimized. Battlefield 2042, people at 3090s, the games were crashing, but they're able to play it because they had so much VRAM to use. And it used all the VRAM because it was literally so unoptimized. So I think people need to stop putting this notion that 8 gigabytes is considered normal and good, and we need to start putting that to bed. Start saying, okay, we need to start putting that to bed and stop thinking that 8 gigabytes is okay because it's not okay. It's not okay. Not okay at all. It's very damaging because, like I said, if you're a parent who don't understand 8 or 16, all you see is dollar signs. Your kid's going to want to get this, and you can give him the 8 variant, and he's going to be pretty much, dead in the water because your kid doesn't want the 8 gigabyte, wants 16 gigabyte because he understands, but you think kids are stupid, so you don't buy your kid the 16. You want to save some money. And now you have a whole year of yelling, screaming, and crying because now the kid can't play latest games unless he plays in low settings or plays in an Xbox PlayStation because the VRAM is not there to support it. So, guys, stay informed. It's not there's nothing wrong with staying informed. And I have had bickering today of people on Facebook arguing about how 8 gigabytes is still normal. I'm like, no, the mom probably fed him. No, the mom probably took Tylenol when she was pregnant with him, because there's no way you could be this retarded and be part of the industry. Just doesn't make sense to me. There's people out there fighting and dying on that 8 gigabyte hill. That shouldn't be. And I say again, Hardware Unboxing had a video I think today or a couple of days ago that came out saying that 8 gigabytes, and they did a test. Like I said though, of PCIe slot 4.0, 3.0, and 5.0, and they did a test, testing each one of those uh, slots with the 8 gigabyte one, PCIe slot 3.0, getting the 16 gigabyte variant of the gigabyte card, and all of them were gigabyte cards. All of them. Not the same one I have right here, but all were 8 gigabytes and all different PCI slots. The PCI slot 3.0 that this 16 gigabyte was in kicked the dog shit out of all of them. Even the one that the TI model that had the 8 gigabyte TI model in it, 5.0, was still struggling. Now, granted, certain games it got better, but across the board, you're looking at probably almost 100 to about 200%, 200 frame percent, difference between that. Yes, he had a 5060 non TI at all, 8 gigabyte, all the way up against to 5060 16 gigabyte TI. You should have some variations. You did. But for some of those games they played, the 8 gigabyte visuals, they were like dog water. It was terrible. I took the price. This thing went up from 469 to 489. And this goes to my last point right in the video here. If you're in the market to buy a new card, strike when the iron is high. It's not hot anymore. It's cooling down because the prices are going up. Okay, the prices are going up. I'm gonna do a quick check again on these here on Newegg to see. I ordered a stand too, by the way. I actually ordered a stand for my uh, thing there, even though I don't need it. I ordered anyway because I like to have the stand there. I ordered a little stand for it because it didn't come with this didn't come with a stand, a holder. My 3070 did, but I didn't want to put that, so I'm gonna get a little stand, a little jack stand. I'm gonna put underneath it, magnet, hold it up, so peace of mind up here, just in case you get a little rumble or whatever. Just it's kind of a bedtime too. So, um, yeah, $10 off a promotional code. When I bought this card, I'm trying to see if I can find the purchase history here. Here it is, order history. Yeah, there we go. When I bought this card, it was not 489, obviously. When I bought the card, it was four. I do believe 69. I think it was. I think I'll make sure I check it here. Got it right here. I think I do. Yeah, see here. Sorry, guys. Check and say it work here. Check my receipts here. Yeah, it's 479. $45 for tax, so 525. So it'd be a little over. Be over $500 if you ordered it like that. If you ordered it, right now. I saved $10 more by buying it the day I bought it, and that was actually um, that was, I do believe, yeah, the 11th, and it came in on actually came in on Saturday, pretty fast. It came in like 2 days later. I got it Saturday. I installed it yesterday, 14th. I was going to install it today, but I want to get it out the way. But like I say, guys, the 16 gigabyte variant here is expensive. These things here, guys, are really expensive. They're not going to be cheap. They're not going to be anything you can do with this. There's going to be, something you have to do. And let's look at more here. Let's look at more stuff here. Okay. Look at some more stuff. Let's check out some more. Okay. I'm just typing in only this one here. Prices are going up, guys. I mean, going up soon. Free delivery on some of these cards until it arrives in 3 days on the 18th. Blah blah blah. For 4.99. Let's type in 8 gigabytes. See how much that's going to cost you. Like I say, guys. Like I said, because it's going to be a big difference in price. I guarantee you. And it's going to be a big price. No, no, not 18 gigabytes. 18 gigabytes. There we are. Okay. Now, the prices are as follows: 400, 389, 389 for a card that's 8 gigabytes, TI version. You can spend the same amount of money, 49, and get a 16 gigabyte card. Of that, not exact thing. It's similar to 2 fans. 3 fans are good. 2 fans can be better, depending on what you want to get. Like I said though, if your case is not big enough, a 2 fan TI 16 gigabyte is good. I recommend it, but I haven't done my full review on it, so I'm not going to recommend it based upon reviews, only because of the 16 gigabyte variant that is on this in this card. Um, because that's on my review. But guys, the iron is cooling down. If it hasn't gone cold already, and these graphics cards, guys, are going to start coming in price. The new year, people are saying the new year, these cards could be even more costly than what people thought. Because the VRAM issue, guys, is going to keep happening. The RAM issue is going to keep happening. You're going to have RAM and issues going into 2026. That's already been proven. Okay? So to really say that, well, we're going to wait and wait and wait, you're going to wait yourself into paying $600 for a card that people say, oh, the margin stopgap of 3070. 16 gigabytes, guys. I don't care, about marginal things. 16 gigabytes, 16 gigs is the way to go. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody believes. The point is, if you got an 8 gigabyte card and you're one of the people, I'm gonna die on that hill. Well, die on the hill all you want. That hill is slowly eroding away. People are leaving the hill. They're realizing that they can come down from the hill now and understand that the 8 gigabyte mountain is no longer reason to climb on that mountain and die on that hill. 8 gigabytes, guys, are not worth it anymore. The 9060 XT 8 gigabyte is nowhere no better than the 16. Even though this card here beats the crap out of 9060 XT, Faust 970 will smack the hell out of this card. I get it. Like I said, I didn't compare those. I compared the 3070 and TI to this. This card beats both of them. That's why I bought this thing. If this thing failed to 3070, I would have gone 5070 Ti, spent $300 more, $200 more, and got the Ti version 16 gig. Because 12 is going to be the same way as the 8 eventually. Not right now. Maybe in 2 more, maybe push out 3 more years. Eventually, a lot of these cards are going to be 16 gigabytes anyway. And and that would become the bare minimum. 8 gigabytes now 16. Guys, these games, guys, are getting a lot more, a lot more, a lot more out there. These games are, Battlefield 6 came out so optimized that I'm literally figuring out how much this thing can actually do because I love it, but I also understand the limitations of this card because of the bust and also because of the features that it has. But I'm still going to do a review after the new year. Why? Because I promised you guys a review. I'm going to do one. Okay, I did. I left a review on Newegg about the card, the pros and cons. The cons are that 128 bust should not be the norm for a card, but whatever. So I still recommend it on Newegg.com. I know under this one that I bought. Um, look at it one more time, see what it looks like. So you want to buy this card? It is $489 right now. I bought it for $479. So it's gonna go back up by 600. But I think it was like $600 going to go up to. I think it said varies from $400 to $600. So it's gonna be a weird price. So strike with the iron hot, guys. Strike when the iron's hot. Now the iron has cooled down a little bit. Still time because at the end of the year it happens literally uh, about 2 weeks from Wednesday. It will be New Year's Eve, and that will be the time where I wouldn't wait any longer. Um, so I'm right now. I'm dying on that hill if you want me to. 8 gigabyte cards are not worth it anymore. This card here, this proved to me playing games, Red Dead 2, playing. I haven't played Helldivers 2 on this yet, but playing Battlefield, having fun with it. That is a game I'm looking to play. Is Helldivers 2 when I get a chance to play it, probably after tomorrow. I'll play it, after I get done with all some stuff tomorrow, and I'll play it and see how it works. Um, but the game it runs beautifully. Battlefield does. So I'm telling you now, 8 gigabytes is no longer an option. If you think it is, then you're totally misinformed, or you're just plain stupid. Because 8 gigabytes should not be in anybody's lips. 8 gigabytes is fine. If you're building a budget gaming, you can get an art card that has 10 gigabytes and be better off with budget gaming than buying 8 gigabytes because 8 gigabytes should not be around. If they made 3060 Ti, all three of them, 10 gigabytes, and made this just 16 by itself, it would make more sense. Okay, well, 10 gigabytes, yeah, you can do esports, you can play some games on 1080p, whatever. They didn't because they don't care. No, NVIDIA, AMD don't care. Intel art cards are still trying to figure out how drivers work. So, but once they get off the ground, you might see 8 gigabyte art cards eventually, and that'd be a shot in the ass to see. But that'll probably happen. So, like I said, guys, this is my video here. Comment down below. Are you rocking the 1216 brigade, or are you still fighting on the hill of 8 gigabytes? Comment down below while you're down there commenting and fighting amongst yourselves. Play nice though. Um, Comment down below. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Helps me a lot. I have almost 10 new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Got plenty of videos to watch from the last 12, almost 11, 12 years. Been doing this. Tons of videos. So, no, a fat guy rambling. So, see you guys later. Peace out. God bless you guys. This is my last video until after the new year. So, after 23rd, I'll come back on 23rd to do my New Year's Eve. I mean, my 2025 review of the year. It'll be a quick video, not very long. Then I'll be off again. So I'll see you guys on 23rd. That is a Tuesday, next Tuesday. Yeah, I'm loving it, dude. Loving it. 16 gigabytes, baby. Bam. 16 gigs. I'm loving it. But I'm going to get off here in a little bit. So I'll be back on the 23rd to do a review. I'll do a 2025 review. Uh, Once I do the review, a 2025 review, I'll be off about 2 weeks. When I come back, I'm gonna do a full detailed review of the 5060 Ti 60 GB, and we'll discuss more about 8 GB variants and different types of cards out there, and really why I chose this one. You know why I chose this one, but I'm gonna go in detail why I did. The research I put into it, the research I put into it, the 4 months I had research, and the money I had was literally saving up. I had that moment of time to you know take a hand and pull the plunger and pay for it, or wait till next year to do it. And I thought, you know what, I'm doing it this year. So I did. That review will come in my first video back. First video will be about this here, unless something else happens. Um, but yeah, so we ready for this review. It's gonna happen. Um, It'd be awesome to have. I'll order a good new review about a whole new year. Oh, 5080. Oh, you got 5080 now. Great. Awesome, dude. Much love. The 50 series crowd. The, the 50 series brigade. The 50 series mafia. The 50 series mafia. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Sweet. Well, I'm going to catch you guys later. Peace out. Boxing, thanks for watching. Whoever's watching, if you're watching, thank you guys for watching. Now, I wish they'll tell me who's watching on the side, but, they don't have the technology on YouTube yet. And how YouTube is. But peace, guys, out. You guys watching my video later on right now. Peace. See you later. God bless you guys. See you guys on 23rd. Peace.